Here's a Stihl FS120 trimmer brush cutter. Just come in last night. Now the guy said that one of his employees ran it for approximately half an hour with no oil in the gas. I'm surprised it would even run that long. So I'll just show you. Usually, like I mentioned in the previous video, if there's a lot of compression, you can grab the machine and lift the whole machine just by pulling on the cord. But in this case you can't. I've seen smaller trimmers with a lot more compression than that. So I'll take it apart and I'll show you what happens when you run your 2-cycle equipment with no oil in the gas. So first of all, you got to remove these 2 torx screws at the front here. They're number T27. Next, you got to remove the 2 torx screws over here, here and there. And they're all number T27 as well. Now the cover should come right off, just pull straight up. Now you have to remove the 2 torx screws holding the muffler. Also a 3rd torx screw on this model at the bottom. Now the muffler should come off. So let's have a look inside there. You can see that the piston is scratched and scored. There's actually 2 piston rings on this one, but it's finished. That's what happens. So here's a different angle, but you can see the damage. Now I'm going to remove the cylinder. I'm just going to remove the 4 torx bolts that hold the whole cylinder head on there. So the screws are all down in these holes here. Now I'm going to remove the carburetor so that I can remove the cylinder head. We're going to have to remove these 2 8mm nuts. And now there's one last torx screw to remove that holds the whole casing. Now when you go to remove this cover, the throttle cable is going to be down there on the carburetor, so you can just pull on the wire that was bolted and it's going to come out of its compartment on the carb here. Next you can just pull the carb off like that. You can leave the fuel lines on, you don't need to take these off. So now you got to remove these 2 torx screws over here to loosen the plastic. Now just pull on the plastic part here, it's going to come off and it's going to separate itself from the cylinder. Remove the spark plug cap. So now just pull up on the cylinder. You may have to wiggle it a bit. She's tight. So here's a piston and rings. You can see it's been through a beating. It's really bad. That's the side of the exhaust port. It's even worse on that side. The crank bearings don't seem too bad. I don't feel any loose in there. And on this side it seems pretty tight. The cylinder is shot. There's the inside wall of the cylinder on the exhaust port. You can see it's scratched. And it's also scratched on other sides of the cylinder there as well. So that's what happens when you run your equipment with no oil. So I'm going to price the cylinder kit, which comes with the piston, rings, and the cylinder head. It is a $500–600 machine brand new to replace, so it may be worth fixing. So we'll see you later in my next videos.